Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Been kind of out of it lately, just been a little sick because my kids are walking pestilence, it seems, and I'm getting sick at least once a week from something that they bring home. But kind of that aside, if you happen to stumble upon this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. I am a channel that's obviously very young and trying to really find my footing and trying to decide what the channel is really going to be about. And I've kind of made the unconscious decision that this channel is going to be a little bit of everything. You know, I like to do my stuff about reviews and touching on trailers and stuff because I do love movies, I love TV, I love video games. I just love a little bit of everything, and I've got more videos coming this summer, kind of touching more in depth with that passion and with that love, as I have some traveling planned to actually go visit a few, hopefully, different types of filming sites for different shows and different movies and whatnot. They will mostly be TV filming sites or filming towns. One in particular that I have visited before is going to be Covington, Georgia, where, as you know, if you are a fan anyways, that they did film Vampire Diaries, the originals, and Legacies all in that town. And so there's a lot to offer, there's a lot of tours. I'm going to try to film what will be my second experience with that town. Anyways though, this video is going to be something a little different other than that, but I might start doing these because I had a podcast, and that's really what kind of kicked me off into the YouTube world, really kind of started to get me out of my shell to want to do this kind of thing, because figuring out what I have been doing just isn't working as far as finding happiness or finding contentment with my life and what I do for a living and all that. So I started out with a podcast. It was called All Left Up. I only did maybe 30 episodes, I think. My last one was my best one, obviously, because I had a guest on there. She is one of my very good friends, and my whole podcast was just about mental health and overcoming it and dealing with it and coming back from stupid decisions that you make in your youth. And so I kind of want to take that little topic and kind of segue into what this video is really going to be about. And just kind of starting off, the biggest lie that someone will ever tell you is that your 20s or your late teens or just your younger years are all about partying and experimenting and dating around and just being a complete ass and wasting your time. Well, speaking from experience and wishing I could go back and make some different decisions, your 20s and those younger years should be your most productive years, because you have all the time in the world to do what you want, and then also kind of have the time, especially if you're fortunate enough to not have to work in those years or whatever, that you can hang out with friends and still do something productive that will possibly make you a living later in life down the road, and not get stuck doing something that you don't want to do, because I have done a little bit of everything and none of it has made me happy. And so I kind of wanted to touch on that subject, because those younger years, you can not only have all the time in the world to do a lot of everything, you can do it on little sleep, because you can bounce back from sleeping on maybe 4 or 5 hours a night. Whereas as you get older, and especially as you have a family, if you get 4 or 5 hours of sleep every night, you're a zombie every day. And also, again, speaking from experience, that's how I felt ever since I've really kind of committed to adulthood and got married, had kids, bought a house, really got a career, went to college and all that stuff, where now I'm trying to do this little side hustle of doing YouTube, and it's just not working. You know, it's not going to work as quickly as I would like it to be, but that's just obvious. This is a multi-year journey, which I'm completely prepared to do, because I am just at the point where I have nothing to lose and just everything to gain. Really, this is just life lessons with Crooked Chicken, where I talk about the things that I've done in my life, things I wish I'd done, and the different type of things I'm going to try to achieve with whatever years I've got left, and hopefully to achieve something that will make me happy, something that will hopefully become what it is I do for a living down the road. But it's hard to tell, just because everything these days is so expensive, and just it's impossible to really do this kind of thing and to be successful at it, just because everyone wants to do it. Everyone wants to be a YouTuber. Everyone wants to do podcasts, because no one wants to be a part of the American workforce anymore, because it's just not where the American dream lies anymore. To live under someone else's thumb, to be threatened or have your livelihood threatened at any moment, or it could go away at any moment. This is just really kind of me going into how I wasted those years, and hopefully someone will learn from my mistakes and not do the same fucking thing. You know, I'm going to be 38 this year, and I think back to when I was even 28. I could have actually been more productive, because at the time, no, I still didn't have children yet. I could have done so much more on the little sleep that I was getting, because I was working a rotating shift of 12 hours, or I was working a 7 swing. It was just awful work hours altogether, and I've done every type of shift under the sun. I have done straight 12s, swing 12s, all hours of day and night, just any kind of swing shift that you can imagine, day and night. I've worked 2 weeks straight. I mean, I know a lot of people have, but just all types of shifts, and I just kind of reached that point where I just couldn't do that anymore, because I had a family and I didn't want to do it anymore because it was fucking exhausting. Kind of going more into why I wanted to do this video. When you're in your 20s, yes, you're going to be peer pressured into doing whatever. You're going to be peer pressured into partying, going out and doing stupid things, making dumb decisions. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I didn't have fun in those years. I did. I had a great time. But the problem is, the people that I had those fun times with, I don't even speak to anymore. But maybe one of them. And it's not, because we hate each other or what have you, but there was some points where we started to change our opinion about each other, where we did not see certain things the same way, and just as it is becoming an adult, you grow apart from these people, and you don't see things the way that they used to be, and you don't agree on things as easily as you used to. And so you grow apart, and all these years you find out were completely wasted, because before you know it, you've sped through your 20s, spending every waking moment that you weren't working or doing something that you had to survive. You were going out and partying, you were dating around with people that you had no business dating around with. Just, that's a whole nother fucking story. But you wasted all this time drinking and staying out all night and coming home at all hours of the morning, and just, again, not going to lie and say there weren't times in there that was completely fun. Some of those times I'll never forget, but a lot of it was a complete fucking waste of time and money. And so it's just these kind of life lessons that I want to kind of pass on, that there is more to your youth than going out and get wasted. And, just, I wish now, going back, thinking I took all that free time for granted, and I would give anything now to have some of that free time back. Or I say this a lot whenever I kind of talk about the old days with friends and family and everything. If someone could cut me a check for all the money that I wasted drinking or just being stupid, I would probably not have to work. Or at least have a nice 6-month vacation or so. And so it's just these little things that you pick up along the way. And especially as you get older, you realize what a complete fucking waste it was. And you realize that the people that you spent all this time with, you don't know where they are in life now. They are complete strangers to you, or they became so toxic that you just could not have them around anymore. And it's a shame, but it does happen, especially as you become adult and everyone goes off and has their own family or whatever. These are just life lessons that I want to pass on, because not to say that, you shouldn't go out and experiment and kind of broaden your horizons as a person and try to grow as a person, but not do it in excess, I guess. And not waste every waking moment trying to achieve the goal of getting hammered or doing something stupid, when you could be using that time that is some of the most valuable open free time that you will ever have, doing something productive that could possibly, in turn, make you rich down the road to where you don't have to work, because that's the way of the land these days. That is the way of the world, where there is the generation that's kind of mixed in with mine, or kind of in between mine and the next one, where they figured it out. They figured out that social media is the way of the future, or YouTubing, or streaming games, or what have you, and they figured it out, and they make a living off of it now, and they are their own boss, and they don't have to fucking answer to anybody. And that is sadly something that, to me, that's the dream. That is the absolute dream. That is something I am striving to reach for, almost being 40, which makes me sick to my stomach to even think about. All those younger years, whatever they may be, you know, a lot of people anymore, the consensus or whatever it is, once you're done with high school, you go straight to college. I did not. I didn't go to college until I was in my 30s, because I had no direction in life, because I always knew somewhere in the back of my head that I would not be happy doing anything. I always said, hey, I'll be happy when I get this. I'll be happy when I get this. And that's just never been the case. I have accomplished those goals and found out that I'm still not fucking happy. Maybe I'm just impossible to please. I don't know. But the whole point of this is don't waste what time you have being stupid with people that may end up being strangers down the road. And don't waste what is some of the most open and available time of your life making stupid decisions, or being around people that do nothing but bring you down and don't have any kind of goals in mind for themselves, so therefore you shouldn't have any goals in mind for yourself, and so they just kind of hold you back and turn your 20s and sometimes your early 30s into a complete waste of time where you accomplish nothing. Anyways, that's just kind of what I wanted to go into with this little video, just kind of my life lessons and what you could learn from them, or maybe you could pass them on to someone else, just knowing that there is something better you could do with those years, rather than the typical norm of going out and getting wasted or doing dumb shit and causing trouble and what have you. And, you know, it's just one of those things where you could either spend that time being productive, or you could be like me in my 30s, mid-30s have you, and realizing, yes, I make a good living now, but I'm still not happy. I still feel incomplete or unfulfilled, where I'm still kind of itching for something different, something outside of the norm, because the status of the country and the world today and what it means to actually be happy is completely different than it was 20 years ago. So anyways, that was kind of my ramble for this video, and it's kind of what the subject I wanted to touch on, and kind of get back in touch with the podcast roots and kind of give you an idea of what that podcast is about. Again, that podcast is called All Left Up. It is still floating around out there in the ether on Amazon and Spotify and a handful of other services. So if you would give it a listen, tell me what you think, and I guess I will catch you on the next video of Life Lessons with Crooked Chicken. So anyways, guys, if you like this video or any of my other videos, because I'm not going to stop making the other stuff either, please like and leave comments, and obviously subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So until next time, guys, I will see you later. Bye.